Yuppie Flu Show. I'm Bobby. I'm here with
GIBRAN.
GIBRAN.
Yeah.
Is your name backwards on like the Instagram? Because I was thinking your first name was like Colbert.
Yeah.
That
I like changed my name on Facebook, and then they asked me to verify it because it was just like a joke. And now I can't change it back, so
they won't let you change it.
They won't let me change it back. So yeah, it's Colbert Gerba, which is just a joke. My name is GIBRAN.
Okay, so way off. Okay, yeah. I'm glad. Like
yeah, no, and everyone is confused.
Yeah, still like you gotta pronounce that name for me.
And my wife, we know when someone doesn't know me because they'll like tag something or they'll like send us like a card, but it'll say Colbert on there, so then it'll know they don't know. They just got it off of Facebook. So
that's 100% what I was writing on here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's fine.
So we're at Little Giant Studios, where you're working on new music for. Is it the original solo project that you had?
Yeah,
the Give and Take.
Yeah, this is for the Give and Take. I did the Great Pause like a couple years ago now, and then had to move to East Liverpool, Ohio in between them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. So then the last like couple years, it's just been like writing a whole bunch. And even then I wasn't necessarily sure if I was gonna make another album or music, but I got in contact with Colin here at Little Giant and sent him the demos I had worked on, and they picked 3 that they thought were pretty good to kind of build upon. And so since like February, we've been kind of tooling down, breaking the songs apart, and kind of retooling them up and rebuilding it again into something new.
Yeah. So they're gonna have like more of a full band.
Yeah, full band. The last one was the Great Pause. I did all in my house over COVID, like recorded it all in like our apartment and the bedroom, and then I turned our closet into like a ISO booth, vocal booth, and did all that stuff in there. So this is like kind of me getting the flex a little bit, because I can only think between those parameters, and then I also only kind of wrote in between those parameters. When we started, I thought I was gonna do another like acoustic record, but now it's like all electric full band stuff.
So you were doing maybe more of the acoustic stuff just because you were recording in your apartment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the functionality. And I'm not really someone who I like to do solo shows. I don't mind putting together a band. I have like the most, I feel like, versatility and control since I write a lot of songs when I do it, but I don't necessarily play electric live. I've never I feel like gotten good enough to understand all the equipment to do it. So I write on an acoustic and I play acoustic, so that kind of informs how I think. But when I hear the songs, I hear them in the way that the bands that I like play them. So yeah, full band, drums and everything. So.
Well, are you going forward? I know you have a couple of shows you just announced.
Yeah.
Are you going to be having a full band with that?
Eventually. I want to do them solo for right now. I want to kind of discover what it is, get better at the foundation of what I'm doing. But I have some friends that play music, and I plan on we'll do a lot of stuff this summer. But even when I feel like when I form a band, I try to be open, because that might not necessarily come out the way I want it to. So if I do form a band, we're gonna use the songs as a foundation, but I want to feel whatever the people bring to the music. So it's a different vibe each time. But I'll do either. I'll do a Give and Take full band. I'll do a Give and Take solo show.
Before you were in Expert Timing.
Yeah.
Are you still playing drums? I vaguely remember you telling me over the DMs that I think Expert Timing's done for right now.
Yeah, we're on a hiatus. It's weird because I'm used to saying bands are done, because like everybody moves on, everybody does their own thing. A lot of times, like when bands break up, you guys aren't necessarily like the best of friends in the end, so you like literally don't talk to them. But me, Jeff, Katrina, and Nick talk every day.
Oh wow!
We just formed such a close bond, but I don't think, no, I mean, Expert Timing isn't gonna make anything because it's mostly Jeff and Katrina writing, and Jeff and Katrina are living in New York and kind of really exploring the things that they wanna do there. So an Expert Timing record would exist if they wrote a amalgam of music and then asked me to play drums on it again, etc. So, but we, I know we've talked about maybe doing fests for like a 10-year anniversary or something like that when that happens. So it's never like, it doesn't mean like Expert Timing can't play together anymore, because we all love and care about each other and talk all the time, but we don't actively book shows, and honestly just the logistics of it with after COVID and money and then everybody moving, it just kind of makes it hard, like if Haley Williams asks Expert Timing to come on tour, then Expert Timing will get back together.
Well, I think she just announced like a new tour that's supposed to be a big one compared to the little theater she was doing before.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's what it would take.
Yeah, I feel that. So what was the trajectory after like Expert Timing? Because you had maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
A
record come out.
Yeah, we had recorded
or at least some songs.
We had recorded our last record, Stargazing, right before COVID hit, and then we kind of had to sit on that for a bit. I don't think we recorded. I think we were writing it during. It's been a while. During that time, so anytime I'm not in a band, I do the give and take. I've probably released like 4 or 5 little releases under the give and take.
Yeah, even on Bandcamp when I was scrolling through the older
there's a lot of trash on there.
There was even like 2006, I think, pop-up. So I was like, shit, you've been doing this for like 20 plus years probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just the name that I put all the stuff that I do under. But I've been, it's been the struggle trying to take my stuff seriously. I really love playing shows. I really love helping people. I always say I like to make something great, make something good great. I always love to make something good great, and so I will always put my music on the back burner. And Expert Timing was such a great experience. So the second we weren't doing anything, that was my default, and that's when I recorded The Great Pause. And even after that, I was like, well, we're still going to do Expert Timing. And we did like 1 or 2 tours after that, and then I had to. My wife's mother passed away, so we moved up here to Ohio first to kind of look after her dad. And even then, I was like, oh, but I'll still just do drums. I'm not really sure. I'll write stuff, but I don't always want to put it out in the world. I wrote like a whole country album and all kinds of crazy shit.
Wild.
Yeah, I just write. I write all the time. But so this last year though, I demoed. I just said I'm going to do it to myself to demo everything I have. So I did that, and even thought about releasing those. But then I wanted to just get a professional opinion. That's why I sent it to Colin. I wasn't even trying to record anything. I just wanted someone who I don't know, right, who is a professional. Are my songs good, and he, along with Jeff, also really gave me a lot of confidence to like invest in myself and invest in that. And so that's what
the 2 that do the Little Giant Studios.
That's Colin and Brandon, and then Jeff is in Expert Timing, and I talk to him about everything. Gotcha. Jeff in Expert Timing, and then Justin in Kerosene Heights, my other best friend I've grown up with. Both have been such big inspirations.
One of the shows you had just announced was with Kerosene Heights.
Yeah.
You said you had.
Me and Justin both grew up in Lakeland, Florida, and then
too far away. I'm an Orlando baby.
Okay, yeah. So Lakeland, yeah. We grew up in Lakeland, and then we also went to school in Tallahassee, and then we also played in a band in Gainesville. And then when I moved back home, he moved to Orlando, and I moved to Orlando because he lived in Orlando, and that's where I met Jeff and Katrina in Expert Timing. Yeah. So Justin and I have just been, kind of two friends following each other, doing different stuff throughout the year. So his band Kerosene Heights is doing really awesome right now. It's just so cool to have. Honestly, that's been another big inspiration. Just seeing how well they've been doing just kind of told me that you don't have. I mean, it'll be what you make out of it.
Yeah.
You cannot release anything, and no one's not going to matter one way or the other. But who knows? If you give it a shot, why not? So I saved up some money and I put the feelers out there, and now we're here. I did one show here already. I have 2 shows coming up. One with Kerosene Heights. I have another 2 this summer.
Star Funeral too.
Yeah, right, yeah. And that, honestly, that's one of the label mates from Count Your Lucky Stars that we never got to hang out with in Expert Timing. So I'm excited to meet them and talk to them for the first time. And it's just been such a great experience this last year.
Yeah.
Of doing all this, yeah.
So you've been like trying to. So the goal is now to kind of turn the Give and Take maybe into a more of a full-time-ish.
Exactly. Yeah. I think now, that's why this summer I'm gonna be jamming with some friends of mine, seeing what comes of it out of a band, and then just booking shows locally. That's kind of what I want.
The recordings that you're doing here, like I know you play drums with Expert Timing. Are you playing everything?
Yeah.
For these recordings?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I like to. I'm always open to anybody playing with me or doing stuff, but it's been cool to try to do all the parts of your own thing, especially at this level. It's been really cool. I'm happy for this experience for sure. Yeah.
What's the 3 days been like here?
It's
like
been
day one.
It's not grueling, but it is grueling. I mean, it's a long. We're here from 11 till 9, 10 at night. Carrying stuff in and out, playing things 100, 200 times over until you get it right. And I get why it's happy with the band, because as a drummer, I'd be done, because we're about done with drums. So I'd be done. And then it'd be the bass player's turn. It'd be the guitar player's turn. But I'm also the bass player. I'm also the guitar player. So I'm up again to go through the same process over and over and over again, essentially. But I love it.
Is it hard to get the initial tracks down when you can't sit there and just play with somebody else to do scratch tracks?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trying to build it yourself has been definitely a weird, interesting process. And honestly, working with Brendan and Colin, I see why we had to do a lot of rebuilding, because you really don't know until you jam with other people. Sometimes I had drum ideas but I'd never played them with someone. So then we got together and Brendan would play guitar, Colin would play bass, and I would play drums. And
so they were able to do the kind of scratch track.
Yeah, exactly. This works. This doesn't work.
Magic.
And exactly that kind of stuff. So I definitely see how working in a band does a lot of blind spots for you that as a solo artist it's hard to do. But the Great Pause, I did it all. But I feel like the Great Pause was much more simpler in scope. I think these songs I'm doing now are definitely a little more complex. So
a little more elaborate.
Yeah.
You had mentioned having some cool tour stories from I think from Expert Timing.
Sure. Yeah. We've definitely been. We've done a handful of cool tours. Our first tour ever was with Dikembe.
Love Dikembe.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Super cool dudes. Justin and I have known Steven for a while, and so for them to give us that shot, especially initially, we were signed to their label Death Protector, and that's what we released Glare under. And I had played drums, but not at that level. So getting to see David Bell play drums,
he's a beast.
Yeah, that was a big cheat
he's
for me.
Militant about
exactly, to get to absorb. I always joke I've probably seen more Dikembe shows than you have, because we every night I got to see them play, and that was such a great experience. I feel like we've got to play with a lot of really awesome bands, and especially just to see where they're at now. I remember we were playing my first time hearing Prince Daddy and the Hyena. And that was off there with that first record with I cannot remember the I forgot to take my meds today. Yeah. So that was way before Cosmic Thrill Seekers and all that came out. Another cool.
I discovered them Prince Daddy, and I might have actually heard of Prince Daddy beforehand, but there's my first fest.
Yes.
Which had Dikembe and Prince Daddy.
You know, that was
Free Throw, and all of them were all brand new to me. Where I was like, holy shit, every band's awesome.
top tier. I mean, just top tier songwriting. And yeah, it is
100%. Their
cool
new
to
record,
see.
too, is
Oh my
amazing.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Talk about
Sugar.
just being able to and the nuance of it too. I was listening to the new Prince Daddy record and was like, if I could reach this level of nuance in my songwriting, I would feel so good. And honestly, I remember during COVID, Corey would do a lot of solo acoustic live streams and stuff. He'd play a lot of songs off of the record after Cosmic Thrill Seekers with like Baby Blue on stuff on there, and that really kind of showed me was like the foundation is in the acoustic song. Like he writes a solid song on acoustic guitar first, and then builds it from there. And I just love that foundation in songwriting.
His voice has gotten so strong.
Yes, right. He really has like dialed it in.
You could tell would probably have been screamed before,
but not as strained anymore. And honestly, I'm proud of them for that. Yeah, because I bet it's hard to maintain. So that the fact that they seem to only get smarter. With each release that they do.
Yeah, having like the vocals like that, where especially. It's so it has that same energy as that first record.
Yeah,
like that was the first thing I got. I was like, it's just cleaner in like every aspect.
Yeah. I don't think there are any acoustic songs on it, right? I think it's all just electric stuff. That digital, that one that sounds like the video game at the end just blows my mind. I love it, dude. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm debating. I'm hoping I can catch them at some point later this year.
I know they're on tour now. Yeah, I'm not sure where they'll be coming through.
I think they're like around me normally, but I was off running around to like Stoop Fest and the Jersey Shore and shit. So I missed like it was a really good week in my area for shows. Like there's the Drug Church show.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
I have a bunch of friends that were emailing me about other shows that were happening, but yeah, I was gone like all week, so
I mean, enjoy it while it lasts. You know, shows are sacred, and I know it's only getting harder to be out there. And
are you able to catch a lot of shows up here?
Oh yeah, it definitely like with
you got Pittsburgh.
Yeah, with Florida, it was like. If a band came through, it's not like they could pick every town. So they might do Orlando, they might do Tampa, they might just do Miami, they might do Jacksonville, you know. But where we live, I can go to shows in Pittsburgh, where so many bands stop through. We got to see the Beths play, I think at the Roxy, which was like such like a small venue for the Beths to play in.
I was just turned on them this year.
Oh, right. Talk about top tier songwriting, acoustic based as well. I always say I wish Liz from that band would do like an acoustic renditions.
Full on.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, I feel I would go bonkers. You know who else did an incredible acoustic rendition is the Sweet Pill one. I put that one last year in my classroom.
I think I was there for it. Yeah, I was at that.
Oh wow, the whole like special they did.
Yeah.
How was that? I bet that was gorgeous
incredible.
With the red string everywhere and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
very
so cool.
cinematic.
Yeah.
No matter where you were sitting.
Yeah.
I got there, I think, just too late to like grab like a close seat, so I just stood in the back, and it was great because everybody else was sitting.
Sure.
I had the perfect view.
Oh wow, wow! I'm jealous, honestly. I would, especially having watched the special back, I would have killed to have been able to be at that.
Man, yeah. I've been on a huge Sweet Pill kick.
Incredible band. Yeah.
How do you I know like with some of your songs you kind of, and let me know if you need to like
they're about ready to name me. Yeah.
I know you like talk a lot about like mental health and like the kind of where you're at in the world, especially with The Great Pause, like that record a lot. How is it like, how do you take care of yourself like nowadays?
You know,
face of all
that's an incredible question. I one of the things I always tell myself and other people is to be really graceful to yourself. It's like I'm the hardest on myself, but I'm also the kindest to myself. I don't like, if I make a mistake, if I get disappointed in myself, I know it's not healthy to stay disappointed for long. And I think like a big part of kind of caring for your mental health really is like keeping a what's called a growth mindset. You always want to look for the things that you can, even in the face of not being able to do anything. Sometimes just making it to the next day is the accomplishment.
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been there.
Yeah,
with
you don't
a lot
have
of
to,
things.
so you don't get so down on yourself that you didn't do all the stuff on your list. You did one thing. Be proud of that, right?
You know, that is kind of how this past weekend has gone with like doing the podcast stuff, where certain things hit or miss with getting things done. Where even like last week, it was kind of the same, where like I had more plans than like would actually pan out.
Yeah.
But but nothing really gets me down when things don't pan out.
It does. But I always try to say like everything in its time, right? Right. The show that I wish I had sucks, but then the show that I'm at, where I'm loving myself, maybe I had to miss that show to make it to this one. That kind of stuff. It's like everything in its right time.
Yeah, not everybody has to be like, you know,
exactly
on the stage doing that particular thing. So that's kind of where like I kind of just got into the idea of like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
I have a phone that I take with me.
And honestly, the journalism...
I'm going to the shows anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And without just having like another, you know, website where it's like, let me review the show, which I just don't really want to do.
Yeah,
I'd rather just be like, the band's ripped, and like move on.
Yeah, right, and talk and stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I watch that stuff religiously. When someone interviews a band and they get to talk, as another musician, I just love to watch how people answer questions and take inspiration. And I'm a big emulator, so I'm always like, oh, what are they wearing? What do they act like? So it's I love it.
Even like magazines, like when I was a kid, I would go to Borders and just like buy a coffee, and then get like 10 magazines and just consume things like that.
Oh yeah. I was I would keep AP magazines and pore over them over and over again just to look at high def pictures of bands that I really liked,
Yeah.
And honestly, I love reading articles. I feel like journalism is so important, especially like nowadays, and we need people to tell our stories.
Yeah.
Not just when a band is like super big, but along the way.
That's kind of even like with doing this, like there's less of an emphasis on my part on like getting big bands in particular. Like to me, the big bands are now just a bunch of like mid-tier and like lower underground bands now. Oh yeah. At least the ones where like I'm excited about like the prospect of like hanging out with and talking to, they all feel like a lot more contemporary to me than they feel like, oh my God, I can't get this person.
Yeah, honestly, I always tell myself like there's no amount of like popularity that I can amass that will change anything about how I already live.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think anybody's gonna
kind of just doing exactly.
Right. I don't think anyone. It's because the spheres are so separate. I could have 2,000 followers and I could have 600,000 followers and still no one would know.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't really change. You're still the same person essentially. So
I like, at least as far as how I live my life regularly, I don't really have anything to shoot for anymore. As far as like I go to shows, I travel around a lot. Even when I'm super broke, things still work out pretty okay. Nice. So I don't have to really, even when things don't seem to add up, if you're just doing things in general, they seem to actually like work out.
Yeah. I was having a hard time figuring out what to post. It's like, oh, I need to make a guitar video. Oh, I need to make this. And I kind of like, honestly, looking at Kerosene Heights kind of gave me that epiphany. I was like, all you need to post about is what you're doing. Yeah. And if you're not doing anything, then you don't need to post. But if go out and play shows, Gibran, that's what I told myself, and then you can post about the shows you're gonna play. You don't need to.
I was just talking with this other artist, Jenna. She does like paintings.
Oh, cool.
Her big thing is, or that we were talking about, was trying to find that actual line of what do you have to do as far as social media is concerned, and like how do you not lose your mind while doing it.
Yes.
And like in my case, I'm kind of just like, I look at it like I'm just going to post the exact normal things that I would anyway, which is like going to shows. Yep. And then I'll just throw up when I post an episode, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, I don't even really want to like claw through the algorithms. I'm more like, I'd rather make a bunch of flyers and take those to shows and just hand it out directly to my target audience.
Yes.
And I'm like, if any of you guys want to watch a YouTube show, cool.
That's where you're.
But if not, I just don't care about like trying so hard to get people over the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, it's a losing game to chase it. Whoever's in now, it won't be right another or whatever.
And I don't think I don't think everybody has to be a content creator if you're not bubbling over with ideas and it's not like your thing. Like Hummus Vacuum.
Okay.
Have you seen him?
Oh yeah.
I think he was made to be a content creator.
Does lots of funny stuff, is really good at posting.
He just has all the right ideas. Yeah. And it looks like it's such a fun thing for them to create it. Mm-hmm. But I don't need to see every single band doing that. Yeah. I'm just going to get bored of I don't know.
And you can kind of
even like being exposed to bands at this point. I'm like, I don't really need like the meme.
Everyone has to be startled at the jam that they came up with and make a song about it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. And I do feel for us because, when someone has that moment, you want to try and see if you can capture it for yourself. And it's like, exactly. It's like that's their moment. You're not the person necessarily who can be the, one who blows up on a viral thing or whatever,
Yeah. Right? I mean, I think everybody wants there to be a very specific roadmap.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, my wife says I need to say Kim Kardashian because that, by the algorithm, will get you more views. So Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian.
Got this. This is going to be big. Do you have do you spend a lot of time working on the social media side of things?
No. One of my big things is I'm not a finisher. I feel like that's my big problem. I have a bunch of started projects that I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a music video. I'm going to string together all this. I'm going to record guitar videos every day, And then I'll do one or two and I'll post them and no one likes them. And then I'm like, why am I doing this? Instead of letting it grow. I think I'm going to be 40 this year. And sometimes I feel like I might be.
I just turned 40.
40 club. Yeah, I think it's I respect when I see my niece doing it. I get it's so much natural for her.
Yeah.
And but I don't consider myself to be very social media savvy. Even when I post videos, I pick the same hashtags. I don't look at analytics for hashtags and stuff. Kudos to the people who do that. Kudos to the bands that really took advantage of TikTok when you really could get in front of a lot of audiences to do that and made a thing for themselves, because we talked about that, but we just never took advantage of doing that. And kudos to them.
Yeah, it's hard to even tell now even what's real and what's not real. Even if you're a nobody creator who's not asking for views, you never know. Yeah. Whenever you get a viral amount of views, you never know if it's bots or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll even get that on on like Instagram where they'll just be like OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh my
like
goodness.
They won't even be real people. It'll be so obviously like nothing.
Yeah. I always will joke. Yeah, I'll joke with my wife. I'll be like, I'll follow someone, and then I'll realize after a little bit, I'll see a picture like, oh, this is okay. I was falling for the memes, but that was them to get me to follow them. But what they're actually promoting is this completely other thing.
Yeah.
So no, it's capitalism is cannot infinitely eat its own tail, and it is getting really close. It is getting really close. It's getting real stupid. Yeah, the things that we are seeing over and over again, I feel for us.
Yeah, it's rough trying to figure out what to care about, even like scrolling through online, even finding artists.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, like, I've talked to other people, but I don't even find music via the internet really anymore.
Sure.
Outside of like, there will be a flyer and maybe I'll see some names on it, and that'll like plant a seed in my head. But
I think you got to go to shows.
Yeah,
that's where it happens. I always like, even the music I make, it's like unless you're going to shows, you really don't know. You don't know what the thing is happening right now. All the bands that are not trying to sell merch, that are not trying to get big, that are just we were talking to the people down there, and it was like all these great punk bands are really great, have huge followings, zero interest in releasing music. Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's just, honestly, I pray a little bit, don't clip this, but for the collapse of it all, so that way we can go back to regional things again, to where you wouldn't know about a band unless you live there.
Kind of slowly. I don't know if it's getting to the point to where you wouldn't know them unless you live there, but I feel like there's a little bit of that's really still popping through. Which is why it's like, go to the show and don't look at who's got the most monthly listeners. Like, who cares?
Exactly. Exactly. And put together diverse bills, please. Right? I don't want to be with all the same brand of punk or pop. As an acoustic artist, don't put me on an acoustic show with other acoustic artists.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's good to have like the one acoustic artist amidst the whole chaotic hardcore bill.
Exactly. I love it. It's my favorite kind.
Yeah.
To be the only one.
Corner of the market.
Yeah, I'm the only acoustic person. Also, I love to go first and only play for 20 minutes, so.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was talking to another band where they were like, religiously, 20 minutes is all a band should ever really need.
Oh, yeah. And especially if there's 4 bands on the bill, then everyone should shorten their sets to 20, 25.
I went and saw Moose Creek Park.
Oh, okay,
Was it them? Oh, no, it might not have been them. It might have been the Dear Mary Ann tour.
All right.
They fucking had 5 bands on. The bitches didn't open the doors till 9.
Exactly.
I think the show started at 9:30 or 10.
And then
they all had a half-hour set.
Did they all full set? 15-minute breakdowns in between?
I'm sitting there at like 1 or 2 in the morning. It was the same time they did like the Spring Forward.
So they lost an hour or two.
Yeah, and imagine I got home and it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And imagine being the headliner. The headliner doesn't want to go on stage after everyone's that fatigued at 1 a.m.
I mean, they went crazy.
Yeah. Good.
I think it was Dear Mary Ann headlining, and
they're doing the I think part of the Kerosene Heights tour too.
Oh yeah. I think they stop right before they get to DC.
Okay.
Which is what I think I'm going to.
Okay, and I think Ogbert is also
dropped off. We have like Palette Knife.
Yeah.
And I think there's somebody else cool playing the.
I know the one I'm doing has
DC
a Stars Hollow with Kerosene Heights and Palette Knife on the 27th.
There might be Stars Hollow too. That might be the other one.
It's a cool set of bands. I'm just so blown away that I get to play on that bill. I'm actually nervous as fuck for it.
Hell yeah. Wait, that's at the end of this month?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm playing Roboto back to back. Playing that Wednesday the 20th with the Star Funeral, and then Justin hit me up to play the Kerosene Heights show, and then we looked at it. I was like, dude, it's literally 1 week after. And I had the message Brett to be like, is that gonna be too much? We said no, it's fine. So yeah, 2 shows back to back.
Yeah.
But it's good. I've you practice at home, but there kind of reaches a point where you can't practice at home anymore. You have to get out in front of people. And that's kind of like the stage where I'm at. Like, I need to get these songs out in front of people and play them.
Are you trying to stick to like more like actual shows, or are you like down for like the I know like in my area there's a pretty good open mic scenario.
Yeah, you know.
But I know every city is very hit or miss on whether or not that's
with what they do. I used to do a lot of open mics. Honestly, if I ever do an open mic, then I won't plan a set. I like to leave those to just like freestyle. You can do a cover, you can do anything. Honestly, I love doing shows. I love doing festivals. I really want to do like hippie jam festivals with tons of vendors and food. Like, I want to play like the strawberry festival, the Canfield Fair. Like, I want to do those because I just want to walk around and I just want to eat food and hang out.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that.
Yeah.
I do love that. Yeah. Well, like, how did you get started into, like, actually playing music, especially the more, like, emo, punk rock kind of side?
My dad is a musician. He plays guitar, and he never really pushed me one way or the other. He's a big blues guy, big jazz guy.
Okay.
And I remember I had a substitute teacher that came and played a bunch of songs on the acoustic guitar when I was in middle school, and that for some reason really clicked for me. And within like a week, my dad had pulled like a bass guitar he had hidden in his back closet, this old Hondo.
For this day.
Yeah, honestly. He says he tried to get me into guitar earlier than that. I didn't really take to it. But he pulled out this bass, and I don't know, I took like a fish to water to it. I just played it, and I just kept playing along to records. And back those time in middle school, I was kind of into like what I could get on the radio. So a lot of like Everclear, a lot of like Third Eye Blind and stuff. It wasn't until like high school when my friend who lived up the street from me played guitar. We went to high school together, and he was like, do you want to form a band? And I was like, oh, is that something we can do? And together we just kind of, me and Dan Bryan kind of got into Green Day, which turned into us getting into MXPX, which turned into us getting into we really liked Lit for a while.
Everybody has a Lit moment.
Oh yeah. That was our, because we just started off doing covers and stuff, Unwritten Law. We do, whatever, Jimmy Eat World, and just throughout high school, I just would play music and then discover more pop punk bands. I wasn't really into punk and hardcore as much until like later in high school when I got into like more like metalcore music. Norma Jean was kind of like my first like really like love of like metal music, and so, but ever since
my
then,
friend Brandon just turned me on to them.
Oh yeah. Norma
They're
Jean
like one that at the time that they came out, I don't know why I was not on the metalcore tip at all, and I was just like, no, not for me.
And then them screams, ooh,
And then it turns out like 20 years later, I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so dumb. They're so good.
Coolest thing, yeah. Coolest thing, and then especially kind of becoming a drummer later on, I'm so glad that I really got into, and honestly, I'm really glad I got into the kind of both. I feel like metalcore was just like, it had the same energy as like pop punk, but also still had vocals. 'Cause I was always a really big vocals guy, so like I liked the band that still sang at the same time. But I really wasn't as much into, I think, post-hardcore, because I also really loved breakdowns. So I think like that's why like I really loved easycore when that became like a thing too. Like I love vocals and breakdowns a whole bunch.
That was another one that like I slept on forever, like especially Newfound Glory.
Yeah. Big, yeah, coming from Florida, we were big Newfound Glory kids growing up.
Yeah.
They were a big deal.
I discovered them late in life.
Yeah.
Like, after the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, in my mid-30s, and I'm like, whoa, I think I get Newfound Glory now. I think this is going to be one of my favorite bands now that I'm old.
Yeah.
And it hurts to jump.
No, I was definitely a 15-year-old kid getting dropped off at Warped Tour and just like having all kinds of experiences I didn't account for that I would encounter at the Vans Warped Tour at 15 years old.
What were the bands you were catching at the Warped Tour?
Oh,
mine were always weird. Like I know one year I went and there was like Helmet and Angels
sick.
and Airways.
Sick, yeah.
But like those would be like my 2 or 3 like anchor bands. Thursday.
Okay, yeah.
I was
really
way a little bit more into the post-hardcore, but I still skipped a lot of bands. I don't know what was wrong with me. I'm very picky and choosy.
Yeah, and and honestly, I think it's great. I was like, I'm not a big proponent of Spotify now, but when it was coming up, that was like the thing I'd always wanted. I'd collected so many CDs, but even now when I listen to like music online, I'm not a big like multiple artist playlister. I just like to shuffle one artist all their albums. So like I'll put Thursday on shuffle, like I'll put Into It Over It on shuffle, or if I make it like an Into It Over It playlist, it's like all his bands, and I'm a rare person to make a lot of mixed stuff. So I've always been someone who likes to sit with albums and loves to like to find all the little Easter eggs in them. I used to love. I'd read liner notes, watch any documentation of how the album was made, and
Same.
and I love that we have that level of access now. Although I do hate that like nobody makes any money off of it. It all goes to that algorithm and person who makes it. That's shitty, but I do love the access that we have.
Yeah.
Bandcamp. Yeah, go to Bandcamp. You can get everything you need off of Bandcamp as far as artists, and more than Spotify has.
Sold off now.
I heard.
Yeah, there's no. It does suck that there's no solid alternative or way to consume this without it always kind of just being shitty at the exact same time.
Yeah, I guess, but they've always been complaining about that. Labels were the labels of before that, and now labels don't even make money anymore either. So yeah, it's crazy.
Do you have anything else left to do today?
Well, yeah, we're gonna
all the drums.
We're gonna wrap up with the drums and listen back, and then we'll go back in and start building the guitars and bass and vocals and stuff. We're recording this Mother's Day right now. Yeah, you probably won't hear nothing for a while. Just be on the lookout for me playing shows. I'm definitely trying to book a lot and play out as much as possible. Let Colin and Brandon take their time with mixing this stuff, and then we'll see what the proper way to put this out into the world will
release.
be. Yep. I might wind up doing more, so we'll
definitely.
see. Yeah. But Bobby, I really appreciate you coming, and I really love what you do with your show.
Hell yeah, thank you for being a guest.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a part 2 here soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, after it comes out, hit me up, and then we'll see what comes of it, where I'm at then.
Hell yeah.